Alexa TV presents in 3, 2, 1. Dateline Schools with your host, Terry Harrington.
All this week on Dateline Schools, we've been focusing on teen dating violence. And to give us some insight on this topic here in St. Clair County, my special guest is the prevention educator here at the St. Clair County Child Abuse and Neglect Council, Lindsay Chopp, as well as chief assistant prosecutor here in the county, Steve Gillette. And Steve, if a teen suspects that they may be getting in a relationship that's getting a little bit more than what they think should be happening, what should they be doing?
Key thing that our teenagers need to understand is they cannot control the other person. They cannot get the other person to change. And we see frequently young people get in relationships, it becomes abusive, the abuser is sorry afterwards, and there seems to be this belief that, well, he or she apologized, I can get him or her to change that. They really mean it this time. This is beyond their control. They really cannot get the other person to change their behavior. So it's very important, if they see this happening, if it starts to happen, they need to tell someone. And it really needs to be an adult. It needs to be a parent or someone at school, because they're getting in over their head, and so often they try to deal with it themselves, and someone ends up getting usually physically hurt as a result.
And Lindsay, what should parents do if they suspect their child may be in a not so good relationship?
Yeah, again, the open communication I can't stress enough that parents have with their child. But really express those concerns with your child, help them work through breaking it off with that person. But additionally, I would get the school involved. I would go to the school, let a counselor know, because obviously that's where your kids spend most of their time, and the school should really be aware. And then if it gets into something where there's stalking, whether it's digital or personal face-to-face, or if there has been any physical or sexual abuse, authorities need to be notified right away.
Earlier this week, you talked about what you guys are doing in the schools. What other resources are there available on this topic?
So we have a lot of great resources in our community. I would definitely say visit our website at sccstopchildabuse.org, or visit Blue Water Safe Horizons. Their crisis line is 888-985-5538. But you can also talk to your family doctor, the pediatrician, go to the school counselor. We all, again, need to work together to protect our youth and let them know that, like Steve had said, dating violence or domestic violence keeps going. It's a silent epidemic. So we need to keep talking about it and give these kids help. And on our website, we also have many national resources, websites for both youth and for parents to visit.
Great. And Steve, any last-minute advice you have for parents and teens?
Other than parents, you need to know what your teenager is doing on the internet, on the cell phone. New technology may be scary, but you really owe it to your children to learn and know what they're up to, because the way they can communicate and the things that they can do with these smartphones and these tablets and the computers, you really need to be on top of that.
For Dateline Schools, I'm Terry Harrington. Dateline Schools is a production of St. Clair County RESA.